Om Namo Venkateshaya. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavathanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashanteye Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanideye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Tismarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchate Namastasmi Vishnave Prabha Vishnave Lakshmi Nata Samarambam Nate Amana Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Partaya Pradibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandatami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Namo Venkatesaya. My pranams everybody. So we are in chapter 9, Raja Vidya, Raja Yogam. So where Bhagavan talked about his immanence, that is, he's all pervading in this entire universe, but still I'm not, they are in me, but I'm not in them. Then subsequently they said they are also not in me in the sense of this, like the water in that glass, water in the tumbler. Bhagavan says that by my yoga Aishwaryam, that means by my yoga Maya, I sustain them. So that means through his powers, by his will, he is able to maintain all this, even as he creates and then I sustains that. So then he also gave an example, just as the air that is blowing in a very mighty pace is ultimately being sustained in this space itself, and space doesn't get attached to this air, or nor the air get attached to the space. Both of them remain independently. That's what he said. Now let's move on to sloka number 7.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram.
Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakrutim yanti mamikam kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrujamyaham.
Sarvabhutani, that means all the living beings. Kaunteya, O Kunti-san. Prakritim yanti mamikam. That means all the Prakriti means the Bhagavan's, the creative face, creative nature, material manifestations. Yanti mamikam, that means enter into my nature. So that means at the end of the pralaya, that means at the time of pralaya, all these beings, including the Prakriti, enter into my nature. Kalpakshaye punasthani, kalpado visrjamyam. So that is what kalpachaya, that is at the end of that kalpa, that means at the end of this Brahma's one day of which is about 4.32 billion years, kalpam. That's what is one kalpam. 1,000 Chaturyugas. So at the end of that, all these things enter into me, all this, including the Prakriti, enters into me. Punaha Dani, again, Kalpado, at the beginning of the next day of Brahma, Visrajam, that means they also being created by me. That, again, they are being created. So the process of creation, and then, this annihilation is Bhagavan is talking about. At the end of every Kalpa, all these things enter into me. And then at the beginning of the creation, again, they are at the beginning of the day of the Brahma, again, they are being recreated back into this universe. Next sloka.
Prakrutim swamavashtabhya visrujami punaha bhutagramamimam kritsnam avasham prakrutervashat.
So Prakritim Swam, that means my Swam is my, Prakriti means my nature, that is by my Prakriti, that is my that is this the creative nature of mine. Visrajam avashtabhyaha, that means entering into that. They are getting into it at the time of this pralaya. Visrajami Panam, again they are being created again and again. That's what it is. Bhuta Gramam, the Grama means collection of all these Jivatmas, all these things. Krishnam, correspond completely, all of them. Avasham Prakriti Vasad. That means automatically they are entered into this nature of this creation, and then they are getting back to me at the time of this pralaya. So that means the entire creation is at the time of the day of the Brahma, they automatically come into being. Then at the time of pralaya, they automatically get into me. That's what is the nature of this Prakriti that is happening again and again under my command, under my will. That is what it is. Bhagavan is saying. So let's move on to, that's what he's saying. he's talking about the creation. This is what he talked about in chapter 7 also. So all this, the Prakriti and the Purusha, all these things at the beginning of the creation, they come into being. And again, when they are again at the time of the Pralaya, they get back into me. That's what Bhagavan is again talking about that. Sloka number 9.
Yeah, Guruji.
Yeah.
न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनम् असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु.
Oh, Dhananjaya, oh, when the one who is able to win the wealth, one who has got conquered this wealth, Dhananjaya, or Arjuna, Nachamam tani karmani nibadhananti. That means all these actions, creation, sustenance, and then annihilation, all these actions, na nibadhananti. That means they don't bind me at all. So that means although I'm creating, sustaining, and then annihilating all these things, none of these actions bind me at all. That's what Bhagavan says. Udasinavat asinam. That means asinam. That means I'm just sitting here without any attachment. Asaktam means without any attachment. That means I don't have any attachment to this process of creation, sustenance, and annihilation, and therefore I sit over all these activities without any attachment. And because of that, because of the lack non-attachment, these actions don't bind me at all. Asaktam teshu karmasu. So that means all these actions I do it as a process for the Jivatmas to ultimately get merged into me. That is, he's creating this. The purpose of creating this universe is what? Bhagavan is creating an opportunity for all these Jivatmas ultimately to realize themselves and then come back to him. That is the whole purpose. Otherwise, Bhagavan doesn't have anything else to gain by creation or sustenance or annihilation. Annihilation is also required because you need certain rest in the process of these Jivatmas coming back and again. And therefore, also Brahma needs rest. At the time of Brahma, the secondary creation doesn't take place, and therefore all this pralaya takes place. So that's why Bhagavan, everything gets back into them, and then they are again reactivated depending upon the previous karmas, whatever previous karmas and vasanas they have. So all these things are being created for the purpose of the Jivatmas, and therefore I don't have any attachment to all these actions. And because I don't have any attachments and I remain, like a spectator, that is like a sakshi, udasinavat. So therefore these actions don't bind me at all. So whatever I do, the creations, sustenance, nothing binds me. That's what Bhagavan is giving the declaration to Arjuna. Next sloka.
मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते.
So my adhyakshena, that means under my leadership. So I am the leader. My adhyakshena or adi akshena, that means in my direct vision. That means I'm under my direct eyes. So that is another way of looking at it. Under my command. Prakriti suyate chara. That means Prakriti, that is this entire Prakriti has been given this task of suyate. That means linking this characharam. That means at the time of creation, it is bringing these inert things as well as the living things into existence. For example, you take this body, our own existence. Our own existence, the Jivatma is the sentient principle, and then this body is inert. So these two things are joined together. So Suyate means to join together. They are being joined together, not manifesting together. These Charachans are being joined together for the purpose of this creation. So that's what the Prakriti does it. Under my directions, the Prakriti does it. That's what Bhagavan says. Hetuna anena kaunteya jagad viparyate. Hetuna means the cause, because of the kaunteya, O Kunti-san, because of this cause, that is cause is myself, that is supervision of myself. This cause of that jagad viparivartate. That means this process of creation, the whole process of creation and annihilation is working. That means it is the activities being delegated to this Prakriti, and Prakriti joins together this inner things as well as the conscious principles together at the time of creation. Again, at the time of annihilation, everything is completely merged into the Bhagavan himself in an unmanifest state. That means there is no manifestation at the time of Pralaya. At the time of Pralaya, there is a manifestation of this, the inner things as well as the living things. So all these things work under my directions, and that's how the whole process of creation and sustenance and annihilation takes place. That's what Bhagavan says. So, sloka number 11.
Yeah. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavamajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram.
So he's talking about, again, same thing which we saw in chapter 7, he's repeating the same thing here. Avajananti mam mudaha manushim tanum ashritam. Mudaha, all these unwise people, all these people who don't have this knowledge about me as the ultimate creator, sustenance and annihilator, what do they think? Mam mudaha manushim tanum ashritam. That means I have taken, as Sri Krishna Paramatma, I have taken this physical body. So tanum means body, ashritam. That means I have taken this physical body through my maya. So avajanati, they just think that I'm being contained in this body of Sri Krishna Paramatma. That is, I'm born as a Sri Krishna Paramatma, maybe about 8 feet or 9 feet or whatever it is. They just think me that I'm contained in this physical body itself. That's what they think. Avajanati, they don't know what param bhavam. They don't understand my param bhavam. That means I am the ultimate supreme commander of this entire universe. Ajananda, they don't know about it. Mama Bhuta Mahesham. That means they don't understand my Bhuta Mahesham. That means I am the complete Lord of this entire 14 lokas. I am the Lord of this entire 14 lokas. I am the person who is the supreme commander. I am the person who is creating, sustaining, and then I mean under my direction, all these things are being happening. So I am the supreme commander, and then I am the Lord of everybody. And then these unwise people, they don't understand that, and therefore they just think me that I am contained in this physical body of Sri Krishna. That's what they are thinking. So that's what Bhagavan also spoke about in this, chapter 7 also. Bhagavan gave in fact, he made a very sad observation. He said that, I know everybody is past, present, and future, but nobody knows me completely because they don't have this knowledge. So they should have this knowledge. That is what only the jnanis know about it. Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. So only the wise people or the jnanis who have realized me, they just see me as everything. They see Vasudeva sarvamiti. So that means they see Vasudeva everywhere. So that's what Bhagavan, in those people who don't see that, get that knowledge, the modaha, unwise people, they just think that I am only contained in this physical body, and they don't understand my Bhuta Mahesham. That means I am the Lord of this entire universe, and then Parambhava, I am the ultimate supreme commander. All those things, they don't know about it, and therefore they just think that I am contained in this physical body. That's what Bhagavan says. We'll continue the discussion on Saturday. Tomorrow being the first Friday, we'll have this guided meditation. As we agreed that the first Friday of every month, we will have this guided meditation. So we'll continue the discussion on chapter 9 on Saturday. Vasudevasutam devam kamsa chanuramadhanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagaturam sarvam Sri Krishna arpanastu. Sri Krishna 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 Krishna